In today's video, we're going to jump into a really fun third-person free-to-play online action game called Warframe, which just recently got a massive free update called the Duviri Paradox, which will be the focus of this video. And thank you to Warframe for sponsoring this video. I do want to make it clear though that I never take sponsorships that force me to say things like I'm having fun. So I genuinely mean that when I say it, and because this game is free to play, if you like what you see, you might as well give it a try. I do have links below, including a special promo code to receive a starter pack bundle, but more on that in a little bit. So many of you are probably familiar with the name Warframe, as it has been around for quite a while now. I know I have several friends who have been playing it on and off for many years, and also several people in this community as well. And the developers over there just recently released their largest update yet, and it's called the Duviri Paradox. For anyone wondering, Warframe is available for basically all platforms: PC, old and current gen, Xbox and PlayStation, and even Nintendo Switch. And the majority of the game can be played in groups of up to 4, with online matchmaking as a feature. Now, one of the goals of the Duviri update is to make Warframe accessible to everyone, so noobs and veterans alike. If the idea of jumping into an online multiplayer game that's been around for a really long time sounds a little bit intimidating, that shouldn't really be the case with this update. I'm pretty much a noob myself, so forgive any of my footage that may look somewhat laughable. I'm still learning here and trying to get more fancy with my movement. But with that said, the game has not really felt overwhelming to myself. But at the same time, I can tell that there's a lot to it. Now, this game is not short on content at all, and there's a variety of different things you can do as a player. You can work on the story content, farm for valuable crafting materials, try to unlock all the warframes and weapons that the game offers, and so on. So the Duviri Paradox update adds a brand new roguelite time-looping massive open world adventure to the game. And with this update, from the very beginning, you can jump right into the Duviri Paradox. You don't have to play anything else to get into the Duviri, but you will have to complete the Duviri Paradox single-player story quest, which took me probably around 3 hours or so to do, to then have the full open world of Duviri open up for you, which offers countless hours of exploration, side activities, and playable missions that constantly change. And of course, all of this can be done in groups of up to 4. For the story, basically, you're a drifter that's trapped in an endless cycle of death and rebirth, and you must fight for your escape by claiming powerful upgrades and ultimately attempting to wrest control from a despotic ruler. And as a drifter, you of course do lack the power of a warframe, which does change up the feel of the game quite a bit, but when you're sent to a place called the Undercroft, which happens quite a lot, you then get to control a warframe. It's a really nice dynamic between playing as the drifter, which is a little bit more grounded, and then also being able to utilize your powerful warframes when you go to the Undercroft. Now, the world will be constantly evolving as you play, as the Mad King's mood will be constantly changing. And as you can see right here, we have a fiery, dark, and dangerous environment where there's meteors blasting into the ground. But then you'll also experience times when the sky and the landscape are almost heavenly. Different moods that the king is in will also affect how enemies will behave on the map. The Drifter combat offers melee combat, ranged combat, dodging, parrying. There's even a smoke screen grenade and a few other skills. And when you're in the Undercroft using a warframe, things of course get amped up quite a bit. And then you're all of a sudden double jumping, doing all sorts of crazy aerial maneuvers, climbing on walls, using all sorts of warframe skills depending on the warframe that you're using. You might be shocking enemies using these electrical shields. There's magnetic abilities, charge abilities, and you do all of this while also using the variety of different weapons that the game offers, and all of this can of course be customized, upgraded, etc. But before we get deeper into this, let's take a step back. My character right now is in a hub area that I unlocked after I completed the main story quest, and this door right here will allow me to enter Duviri. There are a few other doors off of this particular hub, one of which brings you into the origin system, but we're focusing on Duviri for this particular video. All of that is just a ton of content involving, the base of this game that's been built over the past, I would say, I think 10 years at this point. So going through the Duviri door, I'm presented with 3 different modes that I can go into. On the top left of the screen, I can change the settings to public for matchmaking, friends only, invite only, and I can even set it on solo if I don't want to play with anyone. So the circuit is the mode on the left right here, and it's an endless game mode that's unique to the Duviri paradox, and it really shakes up traditional Warframe gameplay by combining familiar mission types that will change every round with new Duviri combat tile sets. The circuit is filled with new and old enemies alike, and as you play, you'll be earning decrees, which will temporarily increase your Drifter and Warframe's power during that particular session or loop. Now, this is the mode that you can go into to challenge your Warframe with these constant objective type modes, and you're of course earning all sorts of rewards to further power up your Drifter and Warframe. The Duviri experience mode is the main mode for this update, and this is the open world mode, which includes a combination of the story quests and side objectives alike. Now, basically, you go into Duviri and do what you want to do. You can progress the story, earning rewards. You can farm for valuable resources and crafting materials out in that open world. You can have fun exploring, do side objectives, replayable missions that constantly change with new quests, enemies, starting Warframes, weapons, etc. Now, like with the circuit mode, as you play, you will be earning decrees, which are like session buffs that you can choose from that boost your character for that particular loop, which is what the game calls it. For example, I can choose a decree that makes my guns reload when I roll. There's also something called intrinsics, and these actually carry forward between loops to permanently grow your dominance of Duviri. Now, these can be used to unlock Drifter melee stances, make permanent upgrades to combat, riding, opportunity, and endurance. And all of these have different ranks associated with them, with of course higher ranking things costing more intrinsics, so you're gonna have to earn more as you play. Now, since I just mentioned riding, yes, there actually is a really cool smooth mount in this game that's called a Kaith. And the Kaith allows you to traverse the landscape at really high speeds, and you can also fly. Just like with your Drifter and your Warframes alike, you can also customize your Kaith with different colors or alter its appearance with different tails or pedigrees that fit your Drifter's equestrian style. Customization is huge in this game with many things, and there's even YouTubers out there with videos dedicated solely to showing you how to create really cool appearances for your Warframes. And the third and final mode of play for Duviri is called the Lone Story, and this mode is here if you want to do a session that focuses only on the main story. There's no side objectives available. It's really good that this mode is offered, especially if you're using matchmaking, as everyone who chooses the Lone Story will be like-minded in what they're looking to do for that particular session. So yeah, like I mentioned, this game is free to play, and the Duviri update is also, of course, free. Warframe's got great reviews pretty much everywhere you look, and actually I think it was this year, or maybe late last year, the studio behind this game, which goes by the name of Digital Extremes, reported to have surpassed 70 million registered users across all platforms. On the video description and the pinned comment of this video, I'll have a link for you to download the game, and I'm also including a limited time promo code which you can use at warframe.com or in-game via the Orbiter after the tutorial, and you'll get a free starter bundle that includes affinity, resource boosters, and an exclusive in-game poster. Please do note, though, that the starter pack can only be claimed once per player. Thank you so much to Warframe for sponsoring this video. It's been fun, and I hope you all join me in the Duviri paradox.